Let's funk it up.
Let's
go.
Funk it up, baby. Do you hear that?
We're going streaking, everybody. Come on. What is everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge.
Let's go.
The reigning world champ Denver Nuggets go into, is it Bankers Life Fieldhouse?
I don't know.
I think it's Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
It's a field house.
It's a field house. It's one of the field houses. They go in and they take a win. A little bit of an ugly one. A little bit of a pretty one at times, then an ugly one at other times. Yeah. And Jokic hits what I am calling the calmest, coldest dagger of his career. But people are arguing, so we're going to have to argue about that on our show. Going to be a banger for you, presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. I got Harrison winning the house.
That was another Nikola Jokic. I'm going to call it a game ceiling shot, I guess, where you just knew it was in. The second he lets that go.
That's when? It was before that for me.
Well, it was when I was like, all right, he's shooting this.
We got to get into it in a second. Over here, I got
you knew it was it.
Man, is there anything better than the warm glow of Nikola Jokic and basking underneath it and allowing it to, nurture you and be the only good thing in your life and have nothing else outside of it?
No, there really isn't, man. There really isn't. Over here, Superstar Dev.
Let's shout out Bet360.
It's Bet365.
I already took the 5. I took the 5 from them. They Bet360 now. What a great place.
It's a great company, a great app, great odds on there, man.
But yeah, that was a fun game.
Wasn't ordinary even.
It was definitely not ordinary.
You do your thing tonight, Dev?
We did our thing. we did
our thing. Nuggets get a win, man. This is one of those games. I don't want to call it trap game or whatever, but this is one of those games when Halliburton was out that lost a little luster, and it's in the middle of this run of like big games. Yeah. You don't know what you're going to get, but the Nuggets found a way to gut out a win. The vibes are feeling good. You guys want a fast breakdown? How fast do you want it?
I would love one.
Medium.
What was the first bucket of the game? You remember?
It was a Sombor shuffle.
Bro, we should have... This game started with the Sombor shuffle and ended with the calmest dagger ever. That's the greatest bread on a sandwich you've ever had.
A bookended Jokic masterpiece.
Super fast-paced start. If you guys remember the very beginning of this game, it was up and down. Everybody was scoring. Everybody was eating. Jamal Murray, in particular, was getting himself some buckets to start the game. First quarter, 29-28 Pacers. Second quarter, Nuggets fell behind by 9. Bench, not exactly a very good stint, that first stint for the bench. A little concerning. And why? That little menace, TJ McConnell, my God. Was he the best player on the court tonight? Probably not.
In a word, no, he was not.
In a word, no. Pound for pound, was he the best player on the court tonight?
Oh, maybe pound for pound. You throw that in there, man.
Okay, that's still
a statement. No for that. Pound for pound, as if that's a thing you could quantify.
Probably no.
I think pound for pound, he was the best player.
You as a big guy hating that is funny. Of course you
that tiny little guy. 7 assists in his first 6 minutes. He was just...
But he was not the best.
Carving up the Nuggets. He was the best player for that 5-minute stretch or whatever it was. Yeah. Nuggets could not make a 3 in the first half. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
A lot of wide open ones. You know who also couldn't make anything? Aaron Gordon, KCP, or Michael Porter Jr. Jokic and Murray were doing their thing. Those guys were getting open looks and couldn't make them. Jokic hit a 3 at the buzzer, and thank God, because that cut it to 62-54. Nuggets struggling in this one, but third quarter, you said they were going to have a big quarter. They went on a 15-1 run to start the quarter, man. It was an incredible run to open up that quarter.
I saw this game with great clarity.
Very, very clear. Very clear. Pacers did make their own run, though. It was 100-98 with 4:50 to go. Oh, sorry. KCP was on a roll. He had a 10-0 run just with KCP, which was nice to see. Nuggets got rolling. Carlisle got thrown out by Ben Taylor, by the way.
Yeah, the first Ben Taylor sighting of the night.
First but not last. And the Nuggets took a 93-81 lead. Let's go to the fourth quarter. TJ McConnell checked back into the game and just once again was the best player on the court for a stint. And the Pacers were right back in it. Well, for a stint, he was.
You're obsessed with TJ McConnell.
I'm obsessed with dudes that were murdering the Nuggets tonight. What was TJ McConnell in a 5-point loss?
17 points.
He didn't close the game for some reason.
Well, thank God.
TJ McConnell.
Thank God he didn't close the game.
He was very good. He was very good.
TJ McConnell is who you guys think that Caruso is.
Damn, you're so wrong on Caruso, man. You're so wrong.
One of them I've seen have a good game.
Oh, man, that's so wild. So McConnell goes off again, and they're right back in it. All right, let's go to the last 5 minutes of the game. It's 100-98. Actually, it's a tie game with 4 minutes to go. Jokic, post spin. Remember, sometimes you watch it, you're screaming at the TV. Yo, just give it to Jokic and let him go. They gave it to Jokic, and he got a wide-open layup while being contested by Miles Turner, a good defender. Ben Shepherd gave him a lead, though, by hitting a corner three, and you felt bad. And then the play of the night, Ben Taylor calls an illegal screen on a shot that Murray hit a three 0.01 seconds afterwards. Oh. Jokic was furious. You go to the tape, they challenge it. Nuggets win. But that three-point shot, that clearly was just part of the pick and roll that they were running, and that they got erased, and the Nuggets had to redo it. And you got to love Jokic because he has something special about him. What's he do? Drains a three, just like, yeah. The basketball gods are always watching. That was the basketball gods being like, Ben Taylor, F this up. Here you go.
Is Ben Taylor pound for pound the worst ref in the NBA?
He might have overtaken Tony Brothers.
Nope, we're going to talk about that actually later on because the answer is yes.
Thank you.
So Jokic hit the three anyway. Nembhard had this play where he used up all 24 seconds and got to the cup. It was really a backbreaker. But then Murray missed the three. Jokic went coast to coast for a layup. Murray went coast to coast for a layup. Nuggets up 4. Siakam scores. Nuggets up 1. There's 28 seconds left. 4-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Nuggets do a good job of wasting it. Jokic catches it about 30 feet away, looks up at the clock, sees the time, just walks to the three-point line, slowly raises up and shoots a cold, calm, like a warm-up three right in Miles Turner's eye.
It was kind of in slow motion where Miles Turner was coming up to the three-point line, but Jokic was just so confident he just took his time and knew he had enough time to let it go.
You're right. He just knew it was going to be high enough no matter what and just took it at his own speed. Dagger, baby. It was over. All right, what do we got, Dev?
So, of course, the big shot is going to be the thing that we talk about most on this one, but I don't think this was just a big shot for Jokic. I think this was another Jokic masterclass. We got to see him put it all together, another triple-double in which he knocks off another team that he did not get a triple-double. That's out of the way. And he just did it in his way, not forced, going against the referees, going against, all odds. And he just still knocks it down and finishes it out for Denver. Whenever they needed a play from him, he made that exact play. He's perfect. And it was another amazing game by him.
Yeah, it's great when they can just actually get him the ball in crunch time. It's nice.
It is nice when they give it to him. It's so easy, man.
Yeah, really to me, this was this was a championship caliber game from the Denver Nuggets. In that, this is what we used to see from the Warriors. Like, they would have a slow start. They would come out in the third. They would punch you in the mouth. They tailed off a little bit, but then we saw the other clutch side of the Denver Nuggets, that two-man game, which is undeniable. It's unstoppable. It's why the Nuggets are who they are. Jokic was perfect. Murray was not perfect, but he was good enough. And the two of them, when they both went off for 31 points, just poetry at times, frustration at other times, but they take care of business against a team that they're clearly better than. And, narrative week rolls on, baby.
5-1, is that what it is so far through narrative week?
As long as we cut off the first one.
As long as we cut off the first one, that wasn't quite part of narrative week that Utah gave. Doesn't really count.
Doesn't fit the narrative.
Doesn't fit the narrative. That's exactly. They're really 5-0. This was a peanut butter jelly win.
It was.
And it was the second one in 3 games because the Boston one was a peanut butter jelly win as well. Not to say that other guys didn't contribute, but it's one of those games where it was like, no, but it was the two guys. And they just go back and forth and do some stuff. So 100% with you. Also, do you have the clip?
Yeah.
Not only did he say it would be a big third quarter, predicting a big third quarter coming out,
No.
but there was an even better one. Play it.
So, He'll go. He's 30 points minimum.
30 points minimum?
Yeah.
Jesus.
What about maximum?
31 points.
All right. 30 points.
How are you this? That was perfect.
That was pretty
That was
good.
perfect. It was right on the money.
Yeah. I'm awesome.
When you play like blackjack, do you hit on 20?
Why wouldn't
Just-
I?
just hit.
Why wouldn't I?
Just give me an ace, man.
The point is to get 21. right?
31 points for Yoke, right on the dot. 13 of 19 shooting. Kind of hurt his percentages tonight with this awful shooting night. 13 of 19. Harrison, what do you got?
I think you guys hit the big ones. You know, Jokic was incredible. It was a beautiful game from the Nuggets' two top guys. I'm gonna go back to TJ McConnell for a quick second.
All right, let's do it.
I know you're cool with that. I need Christian Brown to play more like TJ McConnell, because TJ McConnell, he's an irritant. He's a pest. He's a guy that, as an opponent, you hate playing against. He picks you up full court. He's always into you. He just doesn't let you breathe. And that's what I thought Christian Brown was going to be. Last year, he was a little of that. This year, he's been none of that. And I need Christian Brown to be more like TJ McConnell. Like, I need him to be the guy that opposing teams hate to play against. And I wonder if he tries to be more like that, he'll find his game a little bit, because Christian Brown still looks a little lost. And I wonder if he incorporates a little more of that McConnell attitude into his game, he'll find himself again a little bit.
There's no question that Christian Brown is trying right now to find his pretty game, and he can't find it. I don't know where it is. But his ugly game is who he is.
That's who he is. That's who he needs to be for this team. And also, we've talked about how they've lost some of that with Bruce Brown leaving.
They need it.
Christian Brown needs to bring that variable to this team. This team still needs some of that, and I know Christian has it in him. He's just got to be that guy.
He's playing right now like Brown, but he needs to play more like Brown.
Yeah.
Right? Right now he's got too much Brown in him.
It's
I
so
get
true.
it now.
But he should be more like Brown.
Yeah, I
in
would
my
like
opinion.
if he would be more like Brown. Less like Brown.
Do you remember? Nobody's going to remember this because everybody just got born a week ago. Do you guys remember anyone when Kobe told Pau Gasol he needed to become the Black Swan? Do you guys? Well, first of all, do you remember that movie Black Swan?
Yeah, it wasn't like he needed to be more like Natalie
Movie
Portman.
about
He needed. Kobe meant it as in like he's too pretty, he's too nice, and everything he does is kind of too like this or that. He needs to just go out and be a menace. He needs to find his inner villain. It's Pau Gasol, the nicest human on earth.
He needs to embrace a psychological thriller starring
Kind of, yeah.
Natalie Portman as two different characters.
And I remember it was a big deal because I believe it was before they had won a championship, and there was kind of this thing of like, yo, you've already mastered this other part. With Christian, he hasn't quite mastered the pretty part of the game. It's more that everyone has to know what it is that they can do. And Christian, I agree with you that he's not going to become this pretty finisher. He's not going to become a guy that you're like, let's run some plays for him and let him handle the ball and do this. Like, it'd be great for him to develop it. He should continue to work on it. But the foundation of who Christian Brown needs to become is an absolute menace, the Black Swan. And he does need to like channel that thing that makes you. Nobody hates Christian Brown in the NBA. He's a nice young man, as you like to say, Dev. He's a nice young man,
Very respectful.
but he needs to become an asshole.
Yeah, you really have to be a dog. And I think that just watching TJ McConnell, this is like a good, because I think there's a mixture and there's a difference. There's the Patrick Beverly types. That's they're dog all the time. They don't care if they hurt you. They're just really trying to win. They
dirty.
They
He
play
didn't need to
with
be
that.
dirty.
TJ McConnell's not dirty. He's just playing hard. He's trying to earn more minutes. He's trying to get under your skin so that his team has an advantage. Christian could be a blend of that, like of both, like where you have that dog in you, but also you can be a little bit pretty if that's what you want to be. You're growing your little mustache and your beard out and things like. I see you want to be handsome, but you also have to have these plays that you're a dog. You need that, and that's what he had last year because he had that hunger of I have to prove myself. He has to get back to proving himself, and I think he's having a hard time because he's trying to find himself and trying to prove himself. So I think it's coming. You just need more of those type of plays, and I think it starts with go and just punch somebody in the mouth.
Yeah, punch him in the face.
figuratively.
No, or actually, the wildest, I'm seeing the comments. When was the last time we referenced Browntown, dude?
Man, we gotta go back to Browntown.
We have not been in Browntown in a long time.
As John Cleveland says,
not.
Browntown's run down.
Population 0 right now.
Population 0, dude. What the hell happened to Browntown, dude? It was a beautiful, bustling metropolis.
It does feel like the last needed piece. There's other things you'd like to see, of course, but it is the last piece that's needed is where does he fit into this equation? And I think there are things that have been tough for him becoming like early on. If you remember, they tried to make him a ball handler. They put him almost at point guard. Like that's tough, to adjust to. The minutes, and now Peyton's come in. Now Peyton's the guy. He's doing all the stuff that Christian. I'm sure that's hard for a young player to kind of. You were the nice young guy, and all of a sudden somebody overtakes you in that role. But at the same time, like Denver's going to really thrive once they have two pit bulls. You know what I mean? Peyton and
AG's dog.
that was a
Rottweiler.
Rottweiler,
Yeah.
dude. That was a Rottweiler. Come on,
Different kind
man.
of dog.
Sorry.
Come on, dude.
I'm sorry, dude. I lost the. I'm sorry.
It's been a very dog-themed year this year with dog inside of him, the Rottweiler.
Yeah, it's like you'd think we'd be more sensitive, but we're just going right through it.
Apparently in the locker room now, whenever Malone calls out P-Watt for doing a good thing, there's like mini dog barks that the guys
Mini
do.
dog?
Like a puppy.
Yeah, like puppy barks. Yeah. Yeah.
Like a little ruff?
Yeah.
A little mini dog.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what type of dog that would be. Like maybe a
Pomeranian or
Yeah.
something.
Every Nugget as a dog. Like, I think AG would be Rottweiler.
We should do that, and then.
Don't you think it's a fitting dog for
Well,
him?
that's something we should do on Twitter and get canceled
Hunter
immediately.
Tyson, golden retriever for sure.
We're like,
It shouldn't be cancelable.
we're like,
Airbud.
is this cool?
Airbud, yeah, he's Airbud.
Isn't this cool and funny? Canceled.
Canceled. Like, we regret to inform you. I like that big takeaway. My big takeaway is
Ben Taylor sucks.
Yeah, Ben Taylor does suck. What is my big takeaway?
I thought about
Even though it
having that
doesn't
as
matter.
mine.
It's another game where it's like Ben Taylor's last game didn't matter. That's the thing about it. And he still found a way to annoy me. In this game, he didn't matter
I was
really either.
so pissed at that illegal screen call. Man.
Ugh, so lame. But whatever. No, my big takeaway
They
is
called him Jokic.
Yoke. I knew when he was going to hit the shot was when he looked up at the clock and then was like walked up. Like 99% of players, Dev, when you look up at the clock and see 1.5 seconds, it's like quick. Shoot, like you kind of hurry into it, you jump. It's like a Hail Mary. Yoke just was like, okay, 1.5, wind up my long ass, slow ass 3. I'm not going to jump. I'm going to jump about this high on that one. I'm not even going to jump. And just, it was the calmest thing. And I honestly think everybody in what we think is called Bakersfield House was like,
I'm going to check on that.
They knew as well. As soon as it went up, they were like, yeah, that's definitely in. The confidence and slowness that he took it. Nobody does it like that.
There's Indiana Pacers fans. They ripped their heart out. Like in that, they really did think they had a chance. They had the momentum, things going their way. Refs against Denver, and he took it away. The time stops. No one else was even around him. He literally just took one extra step after a broken play, and it was just like you already knew it was going. And that wasn't even the first shot for Jokic. And he hit one earlier to give him back the lead, to retain the lead at the exact same spot, and that one was contested by Miles Turner. He just has a sense of just knowing exactly where to be, exactly what the moment needs from him. And he could have panicked, but he was just under control. Like, he really does just understand every single play matters, and he shows it.
He had 2 incredibly cold 3-point shots. The other one was right after the Ben Taylor errant call.
Yeah.
And then he just walked up, and it was the biggest fuck you 3 I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so beautiful.
I don't know if you saw, he pointed at Ben Taylor and stared him down.
He's like, I'll
afterwards.
never forget my name, Nikola Jokic.
Would you say though? I don't think Yoke ripped their heart out. He gently grabbed the heart,
surgically removed it.
Dude, it was like
Rip is like, ugh.
no,
He
it was
just like
it was like Indiana Jones. Hamam Shiva, slowly goes in and
It was like
slowly-
Operation. He was like being real gentle, and then he's like,
Scalpel, please.
Have you
I'll
guys
take
ever
this.
played Operation as an adult? I don't know how you play that game. It is so hard.
That's says a lot
so
about
you're not
your.
going to rip hearts out.
I'm
This says
maybe
more
I
about
don't-
more about your motor
No,
skills.
you
than I
have
think
to rip the heart out. You can't surgically take it out. Yeah.
I'm telling you, playing Operation, I play with my 7 and 8 year old. They have no chance. I have no chance. But watching them, it's like, there's no chance. All right, let's take a break. Let us know what Yoke did to their heart. Rip it out, surgically remove it, gently massage it.
It belongs to him one way or the other.
What does?
He owns their heart.
He does own their heart. How did he get it? We'll take a break on the other side.
I can let you know it's Gainbridge Fieldhouse. It has not been Bankers Life Fieldhouse since 2021.
That's
not that long.
It's not Bankers Fieldhouse at Mile High.
Bankers Life Fieldhouse did not renew its sponsorship after 2021.
Gainbridge.
Yeah. Guys, if you wanted to watch this Nuggets game tonight, you could do that on Fubo TV. FuboTV.com/DNVR. I love Fubo. It's a great service. It really is. Beautiful picture quality. You can watch from anywhere. Pull it up on your laptop. Pull it up on your phone.
Don't watch True Detective, though. Don't watch it.
Or maybe do. We don't know.
We don't know. Watch the first episode and wait till Eric sees the next episode.
I'll let you know.
You get 140 plus live channels of sports shows, movies, and news. Like I said, stream live TV from any device. You can watch the Nuggets. You can watch the Avs, college football, whatever sports you want to. Watch all your favorite Nuggets games, college football, NFL with Fubo. Go to FuboTV.com/DNVR. When you go to that link, when you hit that QR code right there, you're going to get 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. So all those things I just talked about with Fubo, but you get even more. FuboTV.com/DNVR. Sign up, start watching right away. Bet365. Dev, we murdered Bet365 tonight. Like, I actually feel bad, man.
We did our thing.
They owe us a lot of money after tonight's game. If you want to get in with Bet365, hit that QR code there on the screen or go to Bet365 and download the app with code DNVR365. Download the app, use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Great lines on there, easy to use, and also you can get a free DNVR shirt or hat when you sign up with the code DNVR365. All you have to do is deposit $10. Deposit $10, screenshot that to us, send it to promo@thednvr.com. You're going to get a free shirt or hat from the DNVR locker. And I believe we have a brand new shirt that you might be able to get with that.
You can. It's very prescient. It means nothing to many of you watching, but
the Serbians will love this one.
Todd Helton finally inducted into the Hall of Fame for baseball, Dev's favorite sport. Dev couldn't stop talking about this all night. I'm surprised he even had a big takeaway from the basketball game after this massive development for the beloved baseball team here in town. Dev, did you want to comment on what was your favorite moment of Todd Helton's career?
It's clearly that catch right there. It's clearly that catch. Like, he finally caught it.
Yeah, he finally caught it.
So I was really excited to see him be able to go, to the big game.
Sure, dude.
After that. And this is a great, photo of him catching. Is this lacrosse?
Lacrosse. Do you guys want to know? Do you know a crazy Todd Helton one? Is that Todd Helton was the QB at Tennessee before Peyton Manning arrived?
Yes, he was.
Peyton Manning bumped him out. He was like, "I'll play baseball."
They're buddies to this day.
Both in the Hall of Fame.
And now they're in different Hall of Fames. But there you go.
Mr. Rocky, Todd Helton.
Mr. Rocky,
easy, Mr. Rocky. Easy,
yeah,
Mr.
for
Rocky.
Sure. Shout out to him. All right, let's get back into this game here. So, Yoke did check something off of his list today. He grabbed a triple-double against a team he had never grabbed a triple-double against, the Indiana Pacers. He now only needs the Washington Wizards of all teams. Since he's been in the league, the Wizards have been one of the worst teams in the league, and yet he's never gotten a triple-double against the Wizards. But good news, Dev. They play each other one more time this year. This time in Denver.
When?
You'll never believe it.
I want to know.
You'll never know the date.
When?
2/22.
Wow.
Hold on, wait. What does that mean?
Well, that's like the 2 is a double.
Okay.
3 2s in a row. February 22nd, a triple-double. Yoke plays the Wizards to cross off the side quest.
The problem is the Wizards are the only team that makes Nikola Jokic score.
It's so true. You're right.
Yeah, you got to go for
They're
50.
like, we're sticking with our strategy, Daniel Gafford. Get ready for another night.
Yeah. I mean, it is a quadruple double. It is 2-2-2-2-4.
Yeah. No. I'm not talking about what year. I'm talking about the date. February 22nd.
Sure.
You guys are talking about like Bacchus and Schenker.
I guess again we do, every now and again here we cut off
Right, where it
certain
matters.
numbers to fit the narrative.
I'm just saying, first of all, it is February 22nd. It's
It
not
is.
weird to cut out the year. We know what year we're talking about. It's this year. 222.
The year of our Lord,
triple-double.
Nikola Jokic.
I'm making it a thing. People are going to love it. You know, the other cool thing about it is that Wizards tickets, the cheapest ones you can get. So that's like a great random game to buy a ticket to on the Game Time app. Buy a ticket to that game because that's going to be a cheap ticket, man. And go see that one. But do you have thoughts about it, that he is now this close? I think that he's going to... I don't think he knew this stat, but I'll bet you going into that Wizards game, he'll for sure know that stat.
This is one of these. This is just one of these legacy things.
Yeah.
You look back. How many people can say this? I mean,
Ooh,
do we know?
that's interesting, yeah.
Does LeBron James have a triple-double against every team?
I would doubt it. I would highly doubt it.
I would doubt
Really?
it too. Does Russell Westbrook? Do we know? I don't know. We don't know the answer to
Westbrook
this.
has the all-time lead, so
I'll bet he does.
Potentially.
He almost had one on for every single game. So
Yeah, I bet
so
he has
possibly,
one.
but I bet you he doesn't.
Man.
I'll bet he doesn't.
Yeah, it's just one of these tent
It
poles.
might
It's
just
one of
be
these
him.
things you point to. You said,
Some statistician looked that up.
yeah, like when he retires, you're like, he was a 12-time MVP, a 54-time champion. He had a triple-double against every team. He got it
You're
on
right.
2-2-2.
yeah.
It's like our guy TK. Sometimes the simple things are nice. As our guy TK was saying, not enough was made of Yoke leading the playoffs in points, rebounds, and assists because it had never been done before.
Right.
And that's like true. The reason that should be
Yep.
hammered is because it's so simple. Triple double against every team. It's so simple. You can.
It's
hammer
why
it home.
averaging a triple-double is such a great
Totally.
achievement. It's just so simple. You can just say it. It's also why, what was it? 2,500 points, 1,000 rebounds, 500
Yeah.
assists. That's just
Easy.
so easy. Like,
Yeah.
it's just easy to rattle off.
And then Murray, to your point, 31 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. 2 out of 3 games now that he has performed at this super high level, which is, we're getting there. But it was a great game for him tonight.
I think it's wild that he's playing at this type of level because he still looks out of shape to me. Like he still
looked
looks
tired
like he's
tonight.
laboring. He looks tired.
He looked real tired
and he
tonight.
still had the best plus minus. Like good things
Yeah.
happen when he's out there because he's just that talented. What about when it comes together? What about when him and Jokic get back on the same like page of like I'm gonna drop it off right here for a pass or I'm gonna be able to run the. They're not even running the table right now, and they still are the 2 best players on the court every single night. And I think that that's insane. And it also just goes to show how talented, really, Jamal is. He really can take over a game when he wants to, but also you have the luxury of giving it to the best player in the NBA. So, like, you can still get yours and also get others involved. I think that he had some pretty good plays in this game. I think he had some bad plays in this game. But as long as you have both of them, you always have a chance. And I felt like they always had it.
Yeah, and then let's go on now to who is the 3rd best Nugget tonight? That's an interesting question.
Jeez.
I think it was
maybe.
KCP.
Because
Yeah, it was KCP.
He
It was
had
easy
14
KCP.
points, and 10 of them came in 4 possessions in a row.
Who was the 4th best Nugget? That's a head scratcher.
Well, KCP, just real quick, 5 rebounds, 14, but he did go, 2 of 6 from 3 is not quite as good as I thought he was. But he hit them all in a row, so I guess, maybe there's not really much else to say.
Yeah, but he does his job, and also those are big boards. He got some pretty big boards like
Yep.
late in the game where he's just working harder than everyone else. He had like a steal that he's like diving and giving energy, and you just kind of feed off of that. Where it looked like the momentum was going the other way, he makes a big play. So like you just love when he does his job.
Consummate professional. This was such a professional outing by KCP. He really looked great. Like in the first half, especially. He looked just efficient. He looked, clinical. It was, it's exactly what you want out of especially on a night where MPJ was not present for, obviously, like feeling his sickness a little bit. KCP steps up and gives the peanut butter and jelly exactly what they need. He was the crust. He was the bread.
He also completely took Buddy Hield out of this game. Do you even remember anything Buddy Hield did tonight?
No,
He played 22 minutes. He shot 3 times.
it's wild.
Iced him out of the
team.
game.
First team.
Aaron Gordon tonight, 9 points, 2 block shots, a rebound, and an assist, 3 of 5. Pretty pedestrian numbers for him for tonight win.
Yeah, he's been pretty pedestrian, I'd say.
Are you worried about the shoulder?
No.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's playing. I mean, he shot 3 of 3 from the line tonight, which is like the first thing I always am looking at now when I'm looking at Aaron Gordon's stat line. you know, he didn't need to do a lot offensively tonight, and you know, defensively he guarded Pascal Siakam a lot tonight, and Siakam in the first quarter was going off. What do you have? Like, he definitely was in double digits in the first quarter, Siakam, and he finishes with 16 points. So he did not do much after the first quarter, and I think Aaron Gordon shut off the water for him.
Yeah, I think that there's like a big correlation in these games where teams single cover Jokic, where Aaron Gordon's like, I'm just going to get out of the way. Like, because if I go inside, there's going to be help side. I'm not going to be able to get those oops. I'm not going to be able to just finish around the rim. And also, he's working hard to try to keep guys off of the boards. So Pascal wasn't aggressive on the boards. Miles Turner is not aggressive on the boards. And that's usually when he steps in and tries to help in that way. So I think that he just kind of was relaxing in this game, but he also played great defense. He was active on that end of the floor. You want him to get more rebounds or like just to be, you know, there a lot. But you can't just go off of stats in this type of game.
Yeah. And then, as you mentioned, Michael Porter Jr. under the weather a little bit. Hopefully he has a bounce back. Been under the weather a couple days. Nice of him to fight through it, but his shot was just a little bit off tonight, 1 of 5 there. If we go to the bench now, Peyton Watson had 7 points tonight on 2 of 4 shooting, 2 blocks. By the way, his blocks are always so loud, man.
Dude, the Nuggets had
Awesome,
9 blocks
man.
as a team tonight.
Peyton Watson has 2 of them.
Peyton
Watson blocks, I've said this. My favorite is Jokic anythings, Murray anythings, Porter threes, Peyton blocks.
That block, and it was a pinball type of block. Like he pushed it back into the rim, and then it just went crazy after that.
Yeah.
That was like a real bat, though. You don't see many of those type of blocks. And then he's trying to play the passing lanes, but he's also just earning minutes. Like, he has the same glow as Christian had last year, where it's like those minutes are.
He
just
has
like,
more glow, I think.
Yeah, which is great. When we were so high, we went to Browntown.
We're going to Watt-Town, dude. Watt-Town.
But like, I mean, like he has that right now, so he has to just continue to play that same way.
Don't you think that Peyton Watson just sounds nice too?
It's a great name.
It's a great name.
It's a great basketball
name.
That's the thing is that
Peyton Watson.
there are like names go together well.
Yeah.
And parents rarely put those names together.
You think?
Yeah.
There's not many people you're like, oh man, what a great name.
Really? Well, because names always have meaning, and it's always like, well, it was my aunt Carlos.
exactly.
We named after
and
that.
then you're like, oh,
work at all.
hey, my name's Adam.
Do you know the real story about my name? I have a real story here. Have I ever told you?
Is it biblical? Because if so, let's hit fast
Well,
forward.
it is, of course, biblical. No, my name was Carlos Emilio.
Whoa!
I was too light.
That
They were
would've-
like, we're
that-
not doing it.
that-
You're
That's
the
a cool name,
Emilio
though.
Estevez.
So they named you a white ass name.
They
instead.
were like, he's too white. We can't call him Carlos
They're like,
Emilio.
your brother's name is Emilio Estevez, and you're Charlie Sheen.
Wait, this was decided after you were born.
Yeah, you
I've
just
looked
said
at
I was
somebody.
too white, and they were like, nope, we're going with the white one, Adam Eugene.
Harrison, your name was probably going to be like Demarius or something, and then they looked at you and they
No,
said,
They were like-
my name was
They're
always
like,
going to be Harrison.
it's time to welcome young DeBrickashaw into the world.
It's like, nope.
"Nope, never mind."
Shout out
Carlos.
to Carlos Emilio Montes.
You look
man.
like a Carlos.
I could see him. Man.
I could say, I think I would have been a whole different person. No, Peyton Watson, great name, and it was nice to see him because, you know, only 4 shot attempts from him, but in his 19 minutes tonight. And that's one thing I keep looking at is when you're looking for scoring off the bench and you're looking for these things, there's just not a lot of shots to be had. He made the most of his shots tonight, including hitting a 3.
Yeah.
And that's my only encouraging note for him.
I just love watching Peyton Watson play, man. I'm going into every game. The luster hasn't worn off for me. I'm still just excited to see what Peyton Watson does that game because he really is the one guy on the Nuggets roster that you don't know what you're getting from him every night, and that's a great thing. You know, you don't know if you're just going to get a ho-hum Peyton Watson game where he has a couple buckets, has maybe a block, but you don't know if he's going to do that or if he's going to just explode. And he's had some of those games this season, double-digit points, 3 blocks or something like that. So heading into every game, I just am like, I can't wait to see what Peyton Watson does tonight.
Yeah.
And that's one of the true joys of this
Definitely.
season to this point that has been largely a slog, but now we've turned the corner. Now that narrative week hit, like the past 4 or 5 games have been like very fun and satisfying and like remind you why we've all like surrendered our
Right.
time and our effort to following this team. But the one constant this whole season has been like, wow, what is Peyton going to do tonight? Is he going to hit a three? Is he going to get a crazy block? Is he going to show us some weird promise? Are we going to, project him to be way too good? It just like keeps it interesting. It's fun.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, Aaron Gordon, Team USA bound, maybe, potentially.
He only has to hop over 40 other guys.
We'll talk about that.
Guys, our friends at Red Hawk Roofing, they are hooking it up.
Hey, pay attention, actually. This is big time.
They are hooking up 2 tickets
to
Nuggets, Sixers. That game's coming up, fellas. Only a few days away on the 27th, just 4 days from now here in Denver. Only 2 games away. They got the Knicks. Then they're home for the 76ers national TV. You're going to want to be there. And these are Red Hawk Roofing's company tickets. You can win them here at the DNVR bar on the 25th.
And we needed that to be we need our craziest, rowdiest fans at that game.
Yes.
That one needs to fill.
We need you to represent.
That's a potential finals matchup. That one needs to be a message of Embiid's coming in. It's tired up here.
Yeah.
That's Saturday. Is that what you asked?
We're going to that game?
No.
I mean, you can if you want.
That's a banger.
That is a banger.
No, it's a banger, so we're not.
The Nuggets play the Knicks on the 25th on Thursday. We're having a watch party for that game, of course.
Meet these guys, too. They're actually awesome dudes.
So come to the bar, watch the Knicks game. If you're here, you might be able to win 2 tickets.
Oh, you got to come.
Red
you got
Hawk
to be here.
Roofing's tickets to the 76ers.
Show out for us, man. Show out for us and for Red Hawk.
There's only a 10% chance I will steal the tickets before they're given away.
They're and the winner is D-Line!
Yeah.
Winner is D-Line
and D-Line. We have your tickets here.
And we're going. We're like, hey, man, we play fair and square.
Eat your heart out courtside, Dave.
But also give Red Hawk Roofing a call if you have any roofing needs. RedHawkRoofing.com. Tell them DNVR sent you. Also, shout out to Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. Looking around the bar tonight, we had a great crowd in the house. Tons of people drinking Breck Brew, the Avalanche Amber, Christmas Ale. It's the beer of the month here at the DNVR bar, $6. Tons of other Breck Brews here as well. So stop in. If you don't know where to get Breck Brew, check out their beer locator online on their website. Type in your zip code, shows you where to get Breckenridge Brewery. Breck Brew is the official beer of DNVR.
All right, back here, segment 3. So the big news today is that USA Basketball, the governing body that determines who will be on Team USA's Olympic team this summer, has put out a list that includes 41 potential players.
Oh, man.
41. And among the finalists are one Aaron Gordon. He is a finalist. Now, I'm not going to lie. Here's the thing. Aaron Gordon's glow up has been so great, and I'm so happy for him. Because one of the things they kept saying, I remember at the last World Cup, was, man, this team really needs an Aaron Gordon type guy, like a glue guy who's not going to be a star, need to eat up stuff, but can defend and rebound and do some of this dirty stuff. His name came up a lot watching the star teams struggle. I actually think he has a great chance of making this team if he wants. He might look at the summer and be like, I got 4 weeks off already.
I already got a Marco Polo trip planned. I don't know if I can commit.
He's definitely going to Madagascar.
I got to stop in Sombor again. I got to go to Prague.
I mean, it would be pretty incredible. We think Murray's going to play for Canada. We think Jokic is going to play for Serbia. I think both of those things happen. If you got AG, woo.
It would be cool. I think I'm a little lower on his chances than you are to make the team just with all the guys that want to play in Paris. I mean, it's going to be a stocked roster. It's going to be stacked with just the LeBron Jameses, the Kevin Durant's, the Joel Embiids of the world. But if USA Basketball was smart, they would put Aaron Gordon or somebody like Aaron Gordon on the team because Team USA never has enough big guys. They never have enough, nasty to them. If they want toughness, some grit, and also just some good locker room vibes, some good culture, you would want Aaron Gordon.
I mean, Paolo Banchero, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis,
Embiid.
Joel Embiid somehow, which is wild.
I was going to say, even though they're Serbian and Canadian respectively. I'm mad Jokic and Murray aren't on this list. If Embiid is on this list, then
that's true. They completely overlooked
you
Jokic.
can absolutely bend the rules to make this work in your favor. I'm sure that Murray could claim that he lived in Kentucky and Denver long enough.
But that's if you're just looking at front court guys, Dev, Bam Adebayo, Jared Allen, Joel Embiid.
Adebayo is American. Y'all mad at the wrong guy.
Anthony Davis.
Antetokounmpo's Greek, dude.
Like, when I look at that list, I go, the old teams would have totally gotten Paolo Banchero and Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid and been like, boom. But you look at that and you go, I don't know, if you get Anthony Davis or Joel Embiid, all right, we got to start thinking about pairing him with a workhorse. We don't just need a Paolo Banchero to be. What's Paolo Banchero doing out there when he has bigger stars around him? He's not going to go out there and do what Aaron Gordon does.
Yeah, I don't think that he gets it just because I think that, one, they're going to win it again. But then it becomes cliquish. This is a cliquish type of group this year because they're also like pushing. They're pushing their guys this year. This is going to be the year that LeBron's going to beg people to. This is my last hoorah.
Nike's going to get behind like Bam Adebayo. Exactly. I don't know if 361 has that same kind of pull.
I hate how real this is as an actual factor.
It's really going to happen.
Netflix already has the Redeem Team 2 doc put together.
And it's going to be the people that he handpicks. And Aaron Gordon is not a part of that list. So I think it's more of that. When you look at like what the list typically is, like there's guys like Josh Hart that make it every single time, and I'm like, there's no way. And they need that size. They need somebody like Aaron Gordon, so it would make sense. But I think there's just too many stars, and there's also too many young guys that they want to prove themselves with. So I think that Aaron Gordon should just take this as another opportunity to just go do what he wants.
You're right. And there is like Chet Holmgren. I even forgot to mention him. They might go that route. Jaren Jackson Jr. Who knows? I will say this. I kind of hope he does not play as much as I would love for him to play and love to watch him. In large part because Team USA is different for us, I think, here in the U.S. than it is for everyone else. In that I just want to see, this is my thing, is I think Jokic has a chance to do something historic.
The difference is we'll be rooting for Serbia.
Yeah, and it already feels a little weird. To me it feels a little weird. But at the same time, I don't want to have to root against Aaron Gordon, against Jamal Murray, have this like weird standoffish thing. I just don't want to have to entertain that at all.
Also, the head coach of Team USA,
Steve Kerr.
We know is Steve Kerr. If Steve Kerr was really trying to get under Nikola Jokic's skin, he would put Aaron Gordon on this team.
You think?
If he was trying to solve the Nikola Jokic and Team Serbia puzzle, Aaron Gordon would probably have the most insight out of anybody in that 41-person player pool.
They're like, welcome to the team, Aaron. What do you have for us? He's like, he's impossible to guard.
All right, Bam Adebayo, get in here.
He's impossible to guard. There's actually nothing you can do.
Thanks for the invite, though.
I just wanted to come to Paris and hang out, man.
So sweet.
Sounds dope. So I don't know. So sounds like you guys are a little more skeptical. I'm a little more optimistic that he can, but at the same time, man, these guys are so tired. I think Jokic's doing this out of like duty and obligation.
Yeah.
But Aaron Gordon probably feels less of that. I don't know.
But he has said in the past, he said at the start of this season he would love to play for the Olympic team in Paris.
We'll see how late into the year they're playing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
There is this layer to it. I was talking with some of the Serbian guys, Miroslav most notably, about how Dejan was on the 2001 gold medal winning Eurobasket team. They won in 2002 as well at the World Cup, so it wasn't the last one, but it is that he was part of that line. And I do just kind of wonder, like, it's an emotional year now. You're going into the Olympics. Like, this one, for Team Serbia specifically, probably will, I don't know, I'm curious the Serbs what they think in the chat, probably will carry a little extra meaning just in that it's one in Olympics, and two, that it's like, kind of an emotional thing right now. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this segment, just real quickly, Ben Taylor really is, he really is, in my opinion, villain number one. Tony Brothers, step down from the podium. You're moving over. You now have the silver medal. Ben Taylor, to me, is the biggest clown in the NBA because Tony Brothers, I think, is kind of like doesn't like Jokic, but he kind of doesn't like everyone. Ben Taylor, to me, is like a narcissist. That guy just Tony Brothers is just kind of an asshole. Ben Taylor, I think, needs to be seen. He needs to be heard.
He needs to be heard mispronouncing Jokic's name on the in-arena mic, too, during
Tony
that
Brothers
review.
would never.
That might have pissed me off more than the missed call.
He did it so on purpose.
Was that on purpose?
Dude, he did it. I
Did
saw
he
his
pronounce
eyes.
it Jokic on purpose?
I saw his eyes and he was like, Jokic. You're like, oh, this
He made sure everyone was watching. The call on Jokic.
Yeah, turn that down. Jokic.
Everybody quiet so he gets
That
his.
shit pissed me off.
He also has a sweet little boy temperament. Like he's just like
Yeah,
has
like
like
when you
little
hear
rosy
the name Ben
cheeks.
Taylor,
Yeah,
you think
it-
of a guy who looks exactly like Ben
you're
Taylor.
like, oh, honey,
Don't you, Dev?
Absolutely.
honey, little Ben Taylor wants to mow the lawn for $5.
Yep.
Should we let him?
He has 2 first names. Like, I just know that it was going to be rough for him.
You were on names
That
today.
type of energy.
I wish his name was Taylor Ben.
Wish his name was Carlos.
It could have been.
Carlos Esteves Taylor.
Carlos Emilio.
Ben Taylor, Tony Brothers, and I don't even know who owns the third spot at the moment. Do we have it? I mean,
we
Rodney
had-
Mott had a moment,
Yeah,
but I feel
Rodney
like that
Mott-
was a one, that
No,
not
there
really
was,
a
there was
thing.
the guy that had. Oh, that was in the same game. right?
Dagger.
Yeah.
Musa.
Yeah, Moose Dagger.
But I just feel like he made a bad call and they
And
punished him.
Yeah, he actually got his. He
got
got his what?
He
for-
might give Jokic good calls actually from now on. That was such a blow up.
Yeah, now that he's like, all right, I got to settle this down. So I don't know.
But yeah, those
two
are
guys,
those are the big three.
those are the big guys right now.
The big three.
You're saying Rodney Mott is the third?
No, I'd probably just you got to put
Mostly 'cause
Dagger in there.
It's recent.
Yeah.
All right. But Ben Taylor to me, I'm curious what the chat thinks. That's my ultimate one. The last thing, and we talked about this a little bit at the beginning, but we're going to talk about it in the pregame show. It was a very good pregame show, by the way. The pregame show, if you don't watch, it's always like a mini pod in the middle. There's 4 segments. 2 in the middle usually are kind of evergreen. So if you ever want to go back and get more of us, more Nuggets talk,
Oh, boy.
go back there and check those out. I think that sounds crazy to say. I think Embiid has the MVP on lock, and he deserves it. I honestly think, like, you tip your hat to a guy when he puts up. We clown him sometimes. Early on in the year, we would clown him because all those big games came against bad teams. He's done it against good teams now enough and consistently. That's like he's also done it. Yes, 70 points came against the Spurs, but you know what? If people could score 70, Dev, they would, even against the bad teams. He put it up. I think he has it on lock, and I actually think it's going to make the end of this year a little more enjoyable for Jokic. And honestly, it's almost nice that I think it won't be a distraction too much.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's going to be a distraction because that's when the health is going to come into play. So then it's going to put him back in the conversation. And then it's going to be more of a distraction because they're going to say he didn't earn it because it's going to be out of him and Shea. So I think that becomes tough. I do think that Joel has earned it just with his play. Right now, this team is winning. He's playing very, very well. One's going to, play well in the playoffs too. One, has a chance to go back-to-back championship. That's like a part of it. But I don't think that it's just going to just go away.
Can I tell you something hilarious, though, even about that scenario? I swear this is a simulation where everything's set up to make dumb arguments. Because the 76ers, 76ers
I
fans...
think it is a simulation, by the way.
One of the things 76ers fans would always say is, he hasn't won anything in the playoffs. How are you going to give it to him if he hasn't won in the playoffs? Well, now Embiid's in that same spot. But then, Jokic last year forfeited it. Boy, did that make my buddy Spike S get upset. Oh, forfeiting the MVP? Forfeiting it? That's pathetic. It's an affront to the league that he would stop trying to win it. If Embiid ends up resting games down the stretch to not be eligible for this, it would just be so great to be like every argument, any fan base, not just 76 fans, every fan argument all the fan bases have made against the other guys just end up being true of everyone.
You either die a hero or live long enough to find yourself having a circular, terrible argument. That's all there is.
That's going to put some pressure on them. Like, do you rest them late, in the year?
They should. I mean, if Embiid's going to be true to his word, he's already come out and said that he's not worried about winning the MVP. So,
Yeah,
if he's a man of his word, he would rest at the end of the season.
It's very easy to say something when you're not at that spot. Like, it's easy. But when he gets close to that and it's in arm's reach, you're going to take it. You're going to take the opportunity. But then that's where the pressure comes in because it's like, as a coach, as an organization, you also, and him too, you also have this stigma, and you have this, everything is talking about you don't perform when it matters. You don't have the ability to play in the playoffs because you're going to be tired, you're going to be worn out, and things like that. Now he's going to put himself in a spot that he has to play. That's a lot of pressure for him and the organization. That's a tough spot to be in. I'm glad it's not us.
It is good. It is, as long as like the MVP conversation remains as deeply toxic as possible for as long as Jokic is in the league. Every year, it's the worst part of every year.
Do you think when Nikola Jokic retires, it's just not going to be a thing anymore?
It's just like easy and everyone. It's like
it's just
everyone
like
has
the
their
NFL.
vote,
It's
people
like
disagree.
it's just like the NFL MVP where nobody talks about it until the last month of the year.
You know what it is? I've been thinking about this a lot, man. And one of the things that I think is going on right now that is abnormal to the history of the NBA is there is not a clear-cut, definitive best player. Now, we all think Jokic, and he's the reigning champion. I think he deserves to wear the crown of best player in the NBA. But the fact that there are, like, Giannis won 2 MVPs, Jokic won 2 MVPs, Embiid is on pace to win 2 MVPs. I think one of the reasons it's not toxic is you make the argument, well, we know LeBron is the best, but Kevin Durant is the MVP. Whereas right now, those two things are like, it's the same thing. This is the MVP because he's also the best, and it's not known. So I think that's part of why it's a little bit toxic.
Yeah. And if Nikola Jokic, like, I think he was the unquestioned best player in the NBA for a period of time over the summer, and then that's when it ended.
It never lasts for long. I think the opening night on Ring Night.
Yeah, opening night was maybe the final day of that. But with what Joel Embiid's done, like, Nikola Jokic is going to have to win another championship to hold that title.
Oh, I don't know about. I mean, he needs to win it, but I think you're right with that. But here's the thing about him.
Because, God bless America.
No, Embiid, look, we all know it, and we don't have to like bang this drum, but Embiid, 76ers fans know it. He is now on the clock in a way that it's like he has to win this year. He's too dominant in the regular season to not win it.
Yeah.
That, the pressure there, the bill is due now for the 76ers in a way it felt due for Jokic, and it felt due for Giannis, and it felt due for all of those guys. Jokic doesn't necessarily have that because he got the one title.
But we're talking about the bill for the process is due. Like the 76ers are truly at a place where they are going to invalidate their entire decade plus.
Yeah.
And not in a way that other teams like that just didn't quite get over the hump. They made their whole thing about, honestly, like ruining the NBA for several years. Yeah. But like, all's well that ends well, and like ends justify the means. And if they don't win it, it's like, no, you just ruined everybody's time for no good reason.
Right. The other thing that happened today that's noteworthy around the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks, who were 30-13 at the time of recording this, second in the Eastern Conference, playing really well and on a 2-game winning streak, fired their coach, and reportedly, I don't think it's happened yet. Has it? Reportedly are hiring Doc Rivers.
Oh, no, it just happened.
It did just happen?
Yeah, it did.
It's who reported it? Who reported it? Who was the one that broke it?
I saw a report, but I don't know if it was...
Because I'm not seeing it from Woj yet. But
yeah, I didn't either. I mean, it's going to happen.
NBA on TNT. CNN Sports.
It's going to happen. Doc Rivers is going to be the new coach of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, they broke it on NBA on TNT.
Everybody did. CNN Sports was first. But
who is
You know
CNN
what?
Sports?
Everyone has to be so careful because this clearly was negotiated a week ago.
Yeah.
And everyone has to pretend. Like, Woj's latest report was the Bucks have reached out to Doc Rivers.
Right. Well, he's got to slow play it. You
Yeah.
got to go through all the steps. The Bucks have fired Adrian Griffin.
Yeah.
The Bucks are putting together a pool of potential coaches.
They are locking in.
Yeah, the Bucks have reached out to Doc Rivers. Now they're going to interview him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bucks have to go on an elevator, go upstairs, and grab Doc Rivers so he can come.
Wow, I was just here early.
They already have an office with his name on it?
That's incredible.
That's so lucky. How lucky.
Yeah.
It would be funny if the Bucks were on ESPN tomorrow. Are they on ESPN? No, they're not.
Man.
Because that would have been great if he was in Milwaukee for the game, to call the game.
Here's something else notable. The Denver Nuggets currently locked in a 3-way tie for first place. They are officially in first place. We all said by month's end they would be in first place. We're technically right. Take it to the bank. Let's go.
Oh, wow. And also, they were supposed to jump, but the Trailblazers just gave up the game. They were up by 3.
To who?
the
little impromptu
Thunder.
around the association.
To the Thunder. Then Chauncey got a technical foul with like 2 seconds left in the game.
Really?
Yes.
To lose it?
To lose it.
You know what though? That's clutch.
That's
clutch
might
for
earn him a
team.
raise from
I was gonna say,
Hey, you do your thing, boy.
they almost got up to
from whoever
13
the
wins.
You
GM
missed a
in
big
Portland
choice.
is.
I love everybody clowned Ayton. It was probably the team. It was like, hey, stay home.
Joe
stay
Cronin.
home,
Joe
stay home.
Cronin's like, Chauncey, come into my office. Let's have a beer.
We'll come back to the standing things, but real quick, just the Milwaukee piece of this, Doc Rivers. We talked about it a little bit in the preseason, but my take on the NBA right now, the Nuggets are flawed. I don't think they're perfect. Their bench has to figure out who they are. I think the Celtics are flawed. I think the Bucks are flawed, and now they have Doc Rivers, which is a step up in my opinion, but at the same time, he's not the best playoff coach. The 76ers are a little thin. I think they need some depth. The Thunder obviously are flawed. The Timberwolves are very flawed and spiraling. The Clippers right now are the most solid team in the NBA, but come on. I just look at this one and I go, man, all these teams are so flawed, man. It is a fascinating look around the league right now that there is not a definitive top tier. I mean, there's a top tier, but there's just so many teams in that tier right now.
For sure. I mean, the Nuggets have more stability than most. Maybe more stability than anybody.
So
you got to feel good.
That's the thing is that there's so much flux in the NBA this year. There's a lot of teams jumping up, coming, this ultimately obviously speaks to parity, which is good. This is what we like. But when push comes to shove, there's nobody that has what the Denver Nuggets have. They have battle-tested, hard, sharpened iron by iron, stone-cold killers in the biggest moments, and no other team can boast that.
Yeah. And then you are right. Here we are, tied for top 3, although not really.
There's a dash. We're all tied. We have one more loss, but it doesn't matter.
We don't
We're
have to
right.
think, we don't have to think about
loss.
tiebreakers this early.
We're talking. Well, I'm just saying percentages because it's not the
Winning
same
percentage.
records.
Yeah,
They're a little
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So
We're in freaking first place, Adam.
all right, we were kind of in first place. Kind of not really, but we have time. We have time.
This is the
You're really disagreeing with us. They have another loss.
This is the Carlos side of you. I don't like it at all.
That was racist.
No, this
that
might be the Adam side of you.
Clip that one for me.
It's the Adam side of you.
Man, I can't believe it.
Yeah, maybe. Was that? Man, I gotta look deep in the man in the mirror on this one.
All right, let's go. We have some super chats. Before we get to super chats, man, somebody the other day saying, "Oh, they don't even care about super chats anymore." I just want to know. I hate that is an energy that we have given off on the show that we don't appreciate it, and I apologize honestly for it because it's not something. This thing, I put this on Twitter the other day. The ride's not over. We are still doing this. The Nuggets won a title, but that was the beginning. That was like phase 1. Yeah. We're still in this ride together, and to me, this job really is still this thing where there's new people coming on board, new people coming into the community and in the world and adding super chats and things, and we really do appreciate them. The Serbia trip literally was funded by super chats.
Yeah.
And my hope is that we were able to kind of turn those super chats, your guys' money, into an experience that even you got to be a part of. Whenever people come to the bar, we all collectively try to make a real effort to show you a good time. Hey, want to come see the bar? Take a picture. Let's get to know you. Give us something about,
Just don't get too close. You know what I mean? Like, give me a little space.
And like, everybody on this panel, Kale behind the scenes, put a ton into making this a thing. Like, we all think about it sometimes. Like, is it worth it? The amount of like beating up our bodies to day after day after day put in these long hours and do stuff. And of course it is. But I don't want people to think that we take it for granted, your guys' support and your guys' involvement in it. So we'll go extra hard on the Super Chats today.
Yes.
You're going to get your money's worth. Best day ever to Super Chat.
You want it?
Okay.
I'll go. Sam Beckelhammer, $5.
That's a good name.
That is, Sam.
Last name.
Yeah, Sam.
I actually
Burkle, there's an R
I
in
went
there.
to high school with
Burklehammer.
Sam Burklehammer.
Is this true?
Yeah. He hit me up the other day in the DMs. He was like, "Are you at the game?" I actually was here for that game. But yeah,
Is
shout
this
out
the
Sam.
same Sam Berkelhammer?
I think there's only one Sam Berkeley.
I just love laughing out loud when Yoke hits those shots. Holy cow! All the Yokes are Yoke. Yep. It's my first super chat. Go easy on me. No. That was a terrible super chat. Whatever. That invalidated everything Adam said. Do better, Sam Berkelhammer.
There was a line that we cut out of 100 Invisible Threads that Bishko had that I always regret because he was talking about his favorite player ever, Drazen Petrovic, and he says, to me, Drazen was the drama. Jokic, to me, when he plays, is the comedy. I loved it. I thought it was so great. I was like, it's true. It is the comedy.
There's nothing more joyful than laughing at Jokic murdering somebody in front of you. Freddie, our homie, $4.99. A Joker soaker for the dagger. Dude.
Oh man,
so wet, dude.
Joker
I'm about to
soaker
start saying that
from the slinging uncle.
Baby, come over here and get this
No, from
Joker
the
soaker.
stroking uncle.
The stroking uncle.
I got to use that one.
Are we gonna? Is a dunk then gonna be a Joker poker, or is that like a steal? A Joker
Yeah,
poker.
you're saying some dirty stuff
It's a Joker
tonight, man.
poker. Did we get a Joker poker and a Joker soaker tonight?
Hard to say. Nico Perez, $5. Can we do a whole episode on how good KCP and Reggie have been for us this season? Underrated O by KCP, underrated D by Reggie. We're
Reggie
so
had a
lucky to
great
have them.
defensive possession tonight. But KCP is probably just all-time underrated, forever.
Which is wild. He's a two-time champion. We talk about it all the time.
But he's always, like the fifth guy we get to on every show.
It's so true.
Yeah, but he also
Are
talked
we the
about,
problem?
He talked about the Reggie defense that really does not get attention. It does not.
He
get
uses
discussed.
that wingspan, man.
Yeah, that's big.
Bojan Marinkovic, super chat, 25 CAs. I'm not sure what that is. What is that? It doesn't matter.
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars. Our man. Jokic had a triple-double. Time for Rakia shots. All right, Dev, you called it.
He paid $25 for it.
A lot of new
Kale?
listeners and viewers don't know. Back in the day, we would take a Rakia shot for every super chat.
I didn't think
That
anyone
was
would
rough.
super chat. They
That was
were just
rough.
like, here you go.
There were like 2 or 3 super chats a show. We would take a
That
shot
was a rough
for
time for me,
everybody.
man.
Yo, we
That
got
was such
How
a
did
rough
we
time for me.
survive that year?
We got-
did it.
We got very
There
drunk.
were games where we did like 6 shots.
You see
No,
us
they're-
smiling now? We
doing?
smile now.
Can
Yeah.
we, let's rate and check. Let's do a Saturday. Can we make sure we do a Saturday one?
I'll take a screenshot.
We'll do this screenshot. We'll take these for Saturday night.
Saturday day. Little day drinking.
Oh, that's fine.
Saturday.
Day drinking.
And I hope everybody's here for that one. Everybody.
55555-ish, the ultimate homie, 555 from 55555-ish. This Nikola Jokic
Jokic
guy is pretty good at is a pretty good basketball player. Screw Ben Taylor. He can take that L on the way out as well. Every two-man game is good. Question mark, exclamation point.
That's true.
How do you pronounce, what's the proper inflection to get that across question mark, exclamation point?
I think you did it about
Okay.
right.
I okay. Nadine Marcus, $5. Thank you. Tonight was the refs versus Jokic, and Jokic won MVP.
I mean,
MVP.
I will say this: the refs did throw out Carlisle.
They did.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Hold
they
on, but
did.
there was some crazy. There was a play that happened that Nikola was actually fouled on, but he got the ball back somehow and then got the. That was going to be a crazy play because it would have turned the tide if he didn't get it back and finish.
I mean, somehow that Jokic guy shot 2 free throws tonight.
What a
2.
joke. What a joke.
Crazy.
Cedric Exquisite, our homie, my homie. Dev, maybe not as much. D-Line.
My homie.
You mentioning that pregame 30 point makes you the GOAT / best member.
Wow,
here
thanks,
at
Cedric.
DNVR. Love
Thanks,
you,
bro.
Let's win the road trip, fellas. Wow. I got to say, Super Chats are the window into the fan base, and I can't believe what a great night it's been. Adam, you putting the emphasis on how important Super Chats are tonight.
Really
Thank
brought
you,
it out.
Cedric,
Yeah.
the exquisite.
I feel like every night Cedric just appoints one of us
Yeah.
the best member of the show.
No, it's D-line.
Yeah,
It's always D-line.
Joe
It's never
Club,
me.
15, $4.99. Game winner was Jokic's forced challenge plus 3-pointer, and the dagger was Jokic driving Jamal's silver arrow through the heart of the Pacers. Clutchalicious.
I've never seen Jokic signal harder for a review than he did on that one.
He had 2 of
Whoa.
those. Michael Malone was not going to challenge 2 times, and Jokic forced him to do it. He
You know
was
what?
like,
You know who's better at challenges than Michael Malone?
Yeah.
Nikola
Nope.
Jokic.
No, I mean,
Easily.
Nikola Jokic never told a lie.
Yeah.
Never told a lie on a call.
You got to trust people that are trustworthy. You can't have
Yeah.
liars out there. There's people that do this after they do something wrong. Every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Chris Peters, $9.99. Thanks, homie. Guys, I had to watch this game on in Indiana's stream. I immediately muted the commentary due to the announcers saying McConnell should take advantage of the mismatch of Watson on him. Fubo TV it is.
Yes.
When you get Fubo TV, make that comment. Why did you get it? Like Pacers broadcast called for a mismatch.
It's
Couldn't make it
hilarious
anymore.
listening to the commentary from the other side because they be craving over Jokic because they just can't believe it. Either they're haters or they are craving, and it's just like, wow, this is insane.
You know, it's the most beautiful thing ever. It's like Jokic tore the heart out of the Pacers tonight. They had that god damn it moment. But every team has had that. It is so beautiful. Like, Jokic has ruined the night of every NBA fan base. It is so beautiful. We're the chosen ones.
Chris Peters is back.
Chris Peters, he's back, $4.99. Also for trade options. What do you guys think of Duop Reith
Who he
from
play for?
Portland? From Portland. Hustles well and can shoot the 3-ball. Highly unlikely, but just a thought. I have no thoughts, and that's the first
I'm
time
kinda
I heard his
between-
name was when it came out of my mouth.
I mean, who does he remind you of?
Don't look at me.
Who does he remind you of? Like, if
Bam Adebayo.
you were thinking he's like Bam. Wow, that's a really strange comp.
He's like a young Michael Johnson.
I mean, my
Todd
answer would
Helton.
be he might be an intriguing young player. He's shown some flashes, but he's young and inexperienced, and he's not gonna play under Michael Malone. Like, Michael Malone's not gonna play him over
If I give you a
DeAndre
hint,
Jordan.
he's Australian. So Bam Adebayo.
Oh yeah, I was
Reminds me of a young Jack White.
whatever. Thanks, Chris Peters.
Appreciate it.
I
what
hope you
else we
come
got?
back.
Alex, $5. Thanks. All the Nuggets. Wait. Super chats are good.
Let's go, Alex.
Hey, we did it.
Astray, the ultimate homie, $5. The boys love the super chats, especially if you say some dumb shit like ruining a $2 joke or running a $2 joke into the damn ground or constantly making terrible takes.
I can't
You're
tell.
right.
I can't tell if that was an insult and to be mean or if he was just joking.
He's,
But we'll
he's
take it either
giving
way.
us love while insulting us.
That's right.
He's
That's
wondering
the
where
best way.
heat chicken nuggets into microwave one. That guy.
He ran out of steam.
Mixer,
out of
1000 RSD. About super chats, I was one of those people who were disappointed because when we super chat you guys, reactions were just blank.
I was distracted by Cedric being an asshole in the chat yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, I was distracted.
And honestly, man,
He
some,
was like
some
six
nights,
chats
look,
in a row, just being like,
look,
"Fuck out of my."
we've all had like long days,
some
some days too, and like some nights
Yeah.
I'm just drained at the end of it.
But we'll bring
because
it.
I'm putting so much energy into
We'll
the show.
bring it.
But I'll be better. I'll be better.
Like trying to fastly move on and get it all over with. Really hurts to see. Still love you guys. Well, that one stung. Okay.
Mixer,
Sorry.
we love you. We love you. I don't know if Eric does, but I do.
I don't love anyone. I have emotional problems.
This is like a
Whatever.
kissing booth, but it's also an insult booth, so you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
Someone pays
yeah.
Like, is it a kiss? Nope. Fuck you guys.
And really, we just, they come up and we read them, so
It's
we
like
don't.
truth or dare. They're like truth. I'm like, no, that's not how this game is played.
Bradley Moss, $2. How many elephants can you fit into a mini? 4. Is there a follow-up? Please.
Sorry if I have a blank stare at that super chat. Sorry.
How do you know how many elephants are at church on Sunday? 2 minis parked outside.
Still not
Are we
getting it.
dumb?
Okay.
Are we dumb?
How many elephants can you fit in a mini? In a mini, can you fit?
How many can you fit in the mini? Maybe it's like
It's like
in the mini.
Any mini, Mighty Mo.
Catch a tiger. Nope, there's nothing.
No,
there.
Damn it.
no elephants.
I almost
in that
had
one.
it.
If you guys have us, man, help us out. Hit that outro music. Nuggets get the win. Remember what Michael Malone told me one time? 2, not a streak, but 3. That's a winning streak.
Let's freaking
Nuggets
go, dude.
officially on a win streak. They have Isaiah Hartenstein and the New York Knicks. Actually, Hartenstein's been out. I don't know if he's back yet.
He wasn't there today.
He wasn't playing, so he might be
He's
out,
out.
which means that might be a small ball lineup
Julius
that you're
Randle
going
at the
to.
center or Sims.
Sims, yeah, he's good,
Jericho,
though.
a guy named Jericho is not. I'm just my bad.
He's
We're just
not
talking
good
about
at not
names. My
Jericho.
bad.
But it should be a good one. Honestly, the Knicks are a really good team. This is another measuring stick game, and narrative week rolls on. It's the final tune-up before obviously the big one on Saturday. I'm excited for it. So we'll look forward to that. Hit that like button on the way out. We're off tomorrow. See you Thursday.
We all silly like the mayor.